Yo, how's it going, everyone? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I'm Ames, and in this video, we're going to be continuing my Spring 2023 anime review and recommendations. Now, in the previous one, it was just my initial impressions covering the first few episodes from each of these series. Now, this video is covering which of these series was actually the best of the season based off the entire season and not just the initial impressions. And for starters, I need to apologize for this tier list. Raeliana did not hold up. I'd put this somewhere down here. Like somewhere around here. It was not as good as I thought it would be. I was expecting so much more drama and like mystery, but no, they gave me none of that. For now, I'm gonna move this here. That doesn't mean it's not best of the season. It's just I want to give each of the top 5 series from this season a chance. And also, My Home Hero was absolutely amazing. Definitely top 5. But now there are 6 here. One of these needs to drop down. And frankly, for me, it's between Mashle and Konosuba. Both of these shows were absolutely hilarious. Definitely best comedy of the season for both of them. But I'm gonna have to give it to Mashle. Mashle deserves to be in the top 5. Not just because of the Harry Potter meets One Punch Man vibe, but also because Konosuba has other material that influences this tier list. If the original series did not exist, and it was just an explosion on this wonderful world I was judging, then yeah, I definitely put it in the top 5. But because I also have the regular Konosuba show just right there, it influences my judgment, and it might make it a little more biased if I put this in the top 5. That's why I'm giving it to Mashle. So anyways, as I was saying, Mashle will definitely be number 5 on this list. Out of the top 5 this season, Mashle is number 5. It has a great story, great characters, and perfect comedic timing. It's just the animation could have been better in my opinion. That's the only weakness in this show. It's not bad, it's not unbearable. You could definitely watch this entire thing and not think about the poor quality of the animation. It could easily go over your head, but compared to the other series in the top 5, Mashle had the worst animation out of all of them. Again, it wasn't unbearable, but still it was the bottom of the top 5. But as the consolation prize, Mashle wins Best Comedy of the Year, with moments that include Mashle winning a broom flying race by throwing the broom as hard as he could, then jumping on it, to him simply kicking his feet as fast as he can to make him float in the air. How could I not give Mashle Best Comedy of the Season? I mean, Konosuba was a very close second, but since Megumin is an already established character from a previous series, it was difficult to give it the award over Mashle, which has its own original brand of comedy. And again, Mashle is Harry Potter meets One Punch Man. What more do I have to say? Now number 4. This is tough. It's honestly, these two are obviously the top 2. I'm not even gonna deny it. Hell's Paradise and Oshinoko were the top 2 of the season. I cannot deny that. No one can deny that. Now, which one gets the number 3 spot? To me, it was Tengoku Daimakyo, Heavenly Delusions. I may have mispronounced it in Japanese, but in English, it's Heavenly Delusions. Hands down, 3rd best series in the season. It was insane how crazy things got. It did have this weirdness to it, but the weirdness works. It wasn't a turnoff. It actually encouraged you to watch more because you're wondering, what is all this weird stuff going on? It piques your interest. It gets you curious. Whereas My Home Hero was just really well written. It covered the criminal organization really well. Even though we don't know much about it still, it's just the back and forth between the protagonist, Totsu Tetsu, and his battle against this evil, corrupt, and ruthless organization where they were trying to find a missing member, and they believe Totsu is the one who killed him, and they're trying to find evidence on him. But the way he manipulated everything in order to convince them to allow him to help look for this guy and find evidence, and then turn the tables on them was just absolutely insane. There was so much suspense, so much thrill. And there's still that overarching mystery about what's going to happen with the organization. It wasn't a complete ending, it was a cliffhanger ending, which does suck. But then again, what can you expect? Most series nowadays do cliffhanger endings. They don't have like a satisfying ending where you could just feel like, that was a good way to end the story. I know there's more after this, but from this point, it was a satisfying ending. That very rarely happens nowadays. In terms of which one had the more satisfying ending, I would say Tengoku Daimakyo did. It sort of closed one chapter and started a new one, whereas My Home Hero ended a chapter, started a new one, then ended the series, which is kind of bothersome, but you can understand why they would do that. Now, before we get into the top 2, I want to give out a couple more awards. For the best romance, it had to be Dangers in My Heart. with Insomniacs After School being a very close second. Both of these shows did the romantic aspect very well. It's just that Dangers in My Heart had a better premise, with the protagonist Ichikawa starting out as this really edgy teenager who just like keeps to himself and has murderous thoughts, into growing and becoming a much more mature character. And his relationship with the main heroine, Yamada, just starts out as them being typical acquaintances, just running into each other in the library, and slowly through their interactions throughout the series, they begin to fall for each other. Insomniacs After School pretty much shows two characters who both have troubled pasts and present start relying on each other to help get through these difficult times. They're both very good. That's why they both jumped up so much in the season. Now for best drama, that still belongs to Oshinoko, but in second place, to be honest, I don't know if I count Insomniacs After School as being a drama. I see it as a pure romance, but if you guys think this is a drama, then yes, it would be Insomniacs After School. But I think Yamada-kun counts more as a drama? Actually, no, that's more of a rom-com. There is some dramatic elements to it, but I wouldn't call it a drama. Was there a pure drama this season? I think Galaxy Next Door counts? Let me double check. Okay, so yeah, I just quickly looked up the categories. Yes, Yamada-kun is categorized as a drama, a comedy drama. So I guess, yeah, this would count as best drama of the season. Insomniacs After School is a romance slice of life, not a drama. Best battle anime, obviously, Hell's Paradise. But since it's the top two, let's see, what else would be best battle? Does Rokuru's Bad Girl count as a battle anime? I mean, Rokuru's Bad Girl has some action to it, but would it count as a battle anime? You know, I do think Mashle count as battle. If Mashle counts, it's Mashle. If not, it's Rokuru's Bad Girl. But also, Rokuru's Bad Girl is my underrated anime of the season. It's one that you don't expect to be good, but then just blows you away out of nowhere. So outside of the top two, in the top five would be Mashle. Outside top five, it's Rokuru's Bad Girl. And now for the cultured viewers, best ecchi fan service of the season, obviously, Hero is Dead, has two of the best waifus of the season, has peak sexual comedy, and is otherwise a very decent story. It's good, not great, but it is best ecchi of the season. And now for the top two. So to start, let's talk about Oshinoko. Hands down, the most popular show this season. It was by far the best drama, but the reason it was so popular was the hype from the end of the first episode, which again was an hour and a half long. So instead of them doing 3 30-minute episodes, they combined them in order to have the ending of that first episode be that big dramatic moment, which then carried this show to greatness. The rest of this season had no effect on the rating of this show. Not saying they're irrelevant, the rest of the series is completely relevant. It's just where the series ended neither benefited nor hindered the show. It's still an amazing series, definitely being worthy of one of the top shows this season, but nothing that happened in this season was not expected. Everything this show did met expectations. I'm not calling it predictable, not at all, but everything you would expect to happen from a really good drama happened. Oshinoko really reminded me of a really good K-drama. Everything you would expect from a really good K-drama was present in this show. It literally checked all of the boxes, which is why it was so great. Granted, the rest of the series did do a really good job of portraying the psychological effects of the entertainment industry, like the music industry, the acting industry, and the social media influencer industry. We got a really great look at how these industries affect a person's psyche. We saw all of the negative aspects of it, which made it very easy to know what was going to happen next. Again, not saying it was predictable. I didn't predict the ending of the first episode. I mean, we all knew it was gonna happen, just not that early in the series. And then of course, there's that big incident with how social media negatively affected one of the characters. If you wanted to make a really amazing drama revolving around the entertainment industry, these are all factors you would definitely want to include. And it all came together absolutely amazingly. The writer did a really good job of portraying each character in their own unique environment. Then he added a little extra layer with the characters being reincarnated and being huge fans of the idol Ai. And then he gave them their own goal to work towards too. All of these factors combined led to the massive popularity of this series. Now in Hell's Paradise case, it was the best action, suspense, thriller this entire season. The absolute psychological horror of the island and the people turning into flowers had me freaked out from the get-go. And then they incorporated a battle anime aspect by giving each of the individual characters highly unique skills. All of the Yasaemons were highly skilled swordsmen, and they were escorting dangerous death row inmates, who each were highly skilled killers. And then they placed all of them on this mysterious, supernatural island in search of the elixir of immortality. And as the series progressed, each character got their own form of development, and we dug a little deeper into their backstory. By the end of the season, you felt for every single character that was sent to that island, whether it was a positive feeling or a negative feeling. Each character had their own struggles and troubles they had to go through, and our two main characters, Gabimaru and Sagiri, had the most development throughout the season, with Gabimaru being a ruthless, cold-hearted assassin who earned the nickname The Hollow because of how emotionless he was, ended up growing and developing feelings for his wife, and that motivates his entire action throughout the series. He is by nature a ruthless, cold-hearted murderer, but his wife is making him human, and she is the driving force behind every action he takes. His goal is to find the elixir of immortality, give it to the Shogun, earn a pardon, and then go back and rescue her from her abusive father. And then there's Sagiri, who is the executioner watching over him. She's the Asaemon assigned to him. She is a highly skilled swordsman, but her entire clan does not think she should study the sword. They believe that as a woman, she should just get married and produce children. She, of course, doesn't want that. She doesn't want to be viewed as the daughter of a murderer. She herself wants to be viewed as a warrior, a skilled swordsman. And everything she does is in order to prove that. Prove that she is capable of wielding a sword. And as the series progresses, we see that she is one of the most skilled swordsmen on the island, even surpassing some of her highly ranked clan members. But that is only when she swings her sword with conviction. No doubt, no uncertainty, no hesitation. And that's where the issue lies. She has a lot of negative thoughts about the way her family treated her, about how she should be going about her life, as well as her capability to maintain her resolve to continue swinging her sword, despite the burden she has to bear for taking a life. But when that is all cast aside, as she focuses solely on swinging her sword, she performs extraordinary feats that surpass her more high-ranking family members. And then there are multiple twists along the way, from us learning the truth about the island, to the potential truth about Gabimaru's past. There was so much going on, and so many mind-blowing reveals. Hell's Paradise, despite being my best show of the season early on, surpassed all of my expectations. Despite Oshinoko being the most popular show this season and the best drama, all it did was meet expectations. Hell's Paradise surpassed everything I could have imagined from this season. And just because of that one little detail is why I'm ranking Hell's Paradise above Oshinoko. A lot of people might hate me for this, but I genuinely believe Hell's Paradise was better than Oshinoko. There were far more elements to the series, from the mystery of the island, to the supernatural beings, to the insane combat and battle system that this show introduced. Then there's the amazing development behind both the protagonists. All of these factors coming together, and that is why I rate it higher than Oshinoko, which just had amazingly written characters and a flawless narrative. The fact that Hell's Paradise had more going for it is why I rate it higher. Granted, people can easily say Oshinoko is better, and they could probably list off a ton of reasons, from the dramatic storyline, to the suspenseful nature of Aqua's character, to the mystery behind who their father is, as well as the more down-to-earth storyline. Just me personally, I like a show that throws a curveball every now and then, and does something you would never expect them to do. Hell's Paradise had more of that. Not saying Oshinoko didn't have it, it had it plenty of times. It's just Hell's Paradise had more of it. Yeah, this is gonna be my final rating. And with that, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Let me know what you think of my tier list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Whichever it is, just let me know down in the comments. We can discuss it down there in more detail. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and remember to keep having fun. See ya!